Hello, Namaskar, good day, Sat Sri Akal, Assalamu Alaikum, Jai Hind and Jai Bharat Mata. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, good day again and welcome to Chai with Vijay Jogia. I am Vijay and I'd like to welcome you to the show. Thank you. We are now live on Facebook and on YouTube and on Twitter. The purpose of this show, ladies and gentlemen, is to invite professionals and various achievers to come to us and talk to us about their current affairs in their areas of expertise. Our guests are from all over the world, and the subjects we cover range from Bollywood to law, immigration, charities, sports, health, and up to current affairs. Furthermore, the purpose of this program is to provide information. Here, there is no money exchange, and there are no financial gains by anyone. There is no discrimination or favoritism towards or against any individual or any organization. The program is for your sheer entertainment and information. So without further ado, I'd like to invite our guest today. Let me just say a couple of things about our guest, ladies and gentlemen. Our guest today is a filmmaker from Sydney who recently visited his unwell father in India. He got caught in the beginning of the pandemic, and finally he managed to return home after 2 weeks, having completed his 14 days at a hotel isolation. So please, ladies and gentlemen, welcome our very good friend, Mr. Navneet Paji, Mr. Navneet Choujer. Navneet, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Vijay. Thank you so much.
Sorry, it took us a while to settle in, but
No, it's all right.
Systems are systems. So I'm glad that you can hear us and we are about to go. So Navneet Sahab, बताइए पहले कि why in the first place you had to go to India?
Vijay, my father was battling cancer for the last few years, and I got a call saying he was not keeping too well. So I thought I'll go and visit him for a few days. And as luck would have it, जो मेरी flight book की थी मैंने 13th of March, that was the last flight going to India.
Oh,
In fact, I got stuck in Thailand because that flight got delayed, and in Thailand they took us off the flight. They said you can't go to India because the cutoff time is over now.
oh, that must have choking.
And they were going to send us back to Sydney. There were 9 of us जो Australian passport पे थे या foreign passport पे थे. So then in the middle of the night we had to contact the Indian High Commission and talk to them, and they made it possible for us to reach India. Otherwise, वहाँ से Thailand से हमें वापस भेज रहे थे. Thai Airways, they said you can't go.
Oh.
So that was the start of the problems. But then I managed to reach India and see my father. And 21st of March, India declared a total lockdown.
Right.
And the other countries followed soon. And all the flights were, international flights were all cancelled. So I was stuck there for more than 5 months. And in the meantime, a month later, my father passed away. But after that also, I was not able to come back to Australia.
Right. So from March, the trouble started to begin from the day one that you left here.
Yeah, from 13th of March, and I got a flight back on the 31st of July. Sorry. So
Okay.
5 months. Yeah.
So you were in 5 months. What was going on through your mind? How frustrating that would have been.
No, Vijay, I can tell you it was very, very, very frustrating. India actually started a mission to bring back all the Indian standard overseas. They called it Vande Bharat mission. But Australia did nothing of that sort. Australia did not assist their citizens stranded around the world in any way at all. I contacted the Australian High Commission number of times, but they said, "Oh, we have no information. We can't assist you in any way." We were stuck there, and because I was stuck overseas, even Centrelink refused to help me because they
Mm.
said as soon as I started filling up a request for assistance, it said it appears that you are not in Australia, so you cannot proceed.
Oh my
So which
God.
was it was such an irony, stuck overseas. I had a home there, my family is there, my brother is there, but I think about people who had gone there for work or some, who don't have a home there. All the hotels were locked out, so they were kicked out of the hotels. They had nowhere to go, no job, no money. I don't know how they managed, and there were thousands of them all over the world.
Right, and I see you constantly try to approach the Australian High Commission
Yes.
in India, and also you phoned the same here in Australia also, but
Yes.
there was no
No,
help
no,
at
there
all.
was no help at all. No help at all. In
Right,
fact,
so
the sad part is that when the Vande Bharat mission, when they brought people from Australia, they had flights, Air India going to Australia to pick up people, and they booked some tickets to take people from Delhi to Australia, but the Australian government uh, refused them, saying that you can't bring in people to Australia, which was some very strange. Rather than helping Australians to come back, they were creating situations where we were not able to come back. Twice I booked my flight, and twice they cancelled. They told Air India not to bring people back. So,
and being a total lockup, you were inside the house. You did not
oh
come
yes,
outside.
I was for 3 months. I was just inside the house.
Oh wow, that's really frustrating, really
I know,
upsetting.
because
And
everything was closed. All the shops were closed. Everything, and in India they were very strict. If you go out, the police used to beat you up. I'm
yes,
sure you would have seen videos about that.
lots of videos we saw. Yeah, lots.
Yes,
And that was scary too. By just watching those lathi charges everywhere, it wasn't fun to even watch that.
yeah,
So, and then on top of that, you lost your father also.
yes.
So that
That
must
was
have been
another.
hurting.
Yes, even for the cremation, only 10 people were allowed to go there, and
Right.
there were a lot of problems. Lot of problems. And the
But
government, I think, or not only the Australian government, even the Indian government couldn't understand what is important, who should be granted an exemption, because they were at a loss. They didn't know how to handle the pandemic. Like, for example, in my case, my father passed away, and we applied for a pass to go to the cremation, and they said no, this is not an urgent task, so you can't. So what else is urgent?
exactly,
It's,
exactly.
and I find it strange now, even now in Australia, they allow 100 people for a wedding, but only 10 people for a cremation or which is very strange. They reckon that a marriage is more important, though you can change the date of a marriage, but if someone passes away, that can't
Mm.
be changed. So I think
That's
someone
correct.
needs to look into that and make more rational decisions.
Yes. Yes. Which part of India were you located?
I was in Chandigarh, which is uh, a capital of used to be a capital of Punjab, but now it's its own territory, like ACT, Canberra. So it's
Acha.
got its own. It has its own state.
Mhm. So when did you find out that you're going to get onto the next flight? Hopefully.
On I did not actually. We have a group called Australians Stuck in India, where
Okay.
we have around more than 5,000 people in that group.
Wow.
So some of us got together and chartered a flight from Malaysian Airlines.
Right.
And with after great difficulty, some of the people in Sydney managed to get permission from the South Australian government to land a flight in Adelaide. We were trying for Sydney, but that didn't happen. And
Mhm.
because it was a chartered flight and there was a cap on the number of people coming in, it turned out to be very expensive. Like I paid $5,500 just to come back,
Wow.
which is,
And
exorbitant by any means.
absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
even in Air India, people are paying more than that. I just got a message yesterday that Air India is asking for $8,000 now,
Wow.
just for a one-way ticket, which is which is not correct.
No, no, they're taking advantage of the situation.
Yes.
Was the flight COVID friendly, or were you just sitting next to each other throughout the flight?
Well, the first leg, now Malaysian Airlines, I think they didn't realize that what conditions we're in. So when they sent the plane from Kuala Lumpur to Delhi to pick us up, they sent a small plane. So everybody was sitting next to each other.
Oh, wow.
But then from Kuala Lumpur to Sydney, they gave us a bigger plane which was COVID friendly. We had
Yes.
lesser people there.
So you organized a flight and you reach Adelaide. So what happened
Yes.
when you reached Adelaide?
Oh, that was the start of another adventure. We reached there and we knew that we were going into a 14-day quarantine. And again, Australian government here asked us to pay $3,000 for that per person. So that is another $3,000 which they are charging to quarantine in a hotel facility. Uh, Despite that, you don't get any option to select a hotel or select kind of meals or what kind of room you are getting. There were people, a family of four, stuck in one room, and because we were paying for it, we expected better treatment, but there was no say. You were just given an envelope with a room number, and that's it. And
Wow.
I have several ailments. I am asthmatic too, and the room I had no windows. You couldn't open them, and we kept on requesting the hotel. The media got involved, my doctors got involved, everybody got involved, but the room
Mm.
wasn't changed. They stuck to it. They said no. Once it's allocated, which is again
Right.
something very strong, strange.
I guess if they want to switch people from one room to another, they have to clean the rooms again. So
Yeah, initially they said we can do that if you pay $350 for cleaning,
yes.
and some people agreed to it, but still they weren't done.
Okay. And how was it in terms of hygiene? Was that COVID friendly also? The
Well,
rooms
we
and
were secluded in the rooms. No one was allowed to go out, and no one was allowed to meet us. It appeared to be very hygienic and COVID friendly, but I was surprised that after 12 days in the hotel, one of the group members tested positive after 12 days.
oh,
Whereas initially he was negative, and then while staying in the hotel, he tested positive.
so were they saying that the disease got transferred whilst he was in the hotel? Obviously
We
the
don't know. We don't know because nobody can figure that out. But now the bad part is he would have to spend another 14 days.
yes. And he has to
So
obviously pay for that too.
no, thankfully no, because it
No?
says that the 3,000 charge is fixed no matter how long you have to stay.
Okay, we don't want to stay long. That's fine. I
I
guess
know,
I
I
guess
know,
when you are there in that situation and they say you got to pay $10,000, you would have said doesn't matter. Here is my credit card.
I
I'll
know.
settle it later.
I mean,
Your life is
you can't
going.
argue.
No, no. You just want to move on quickly. I can understand the
Yeah.
frustration and obviously your better halves and the rest of the family was here, right, in
Yeah,
Sydney.
my family was in Sydney, and they, until I got onto the flight, they weren't sure when I was going to make it because
Hmm.
as things stand now, there are no flights till October now. Till the 24th of October, all flights have been put on hold. Even
Right.
they're not giving permission for chartered flights also. So things are not improving in terms of transportation. But at the same time, the Australian government is now bringing in 300 students.
Yes.
So
And
I again,
providing accommodation for them too.
yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
So it's probably not about health anymore. It's more about money.
Yes,
So
understand that. Yes. In terms of food and things, I understand you are a vegetarian. Did you manage to get a vegetarian food?
no, no, they. I don't know why they couldn't understand vegetarian. It's a five-star hotel, but in spite of people asking vegetarian, they were serving them fish and bacon and turkey. And
Hmm.
but the packets had a label saying vegan. So I don't know
Yeah.
how turkey and bacon is vegan.
Oh, they were part of the vegan meal. Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
So
Dangerous.
there's something seriously wrong out there.
Yes, 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 yes. Are you keeping in touch with the authorities right now, or they've left
Oh,
you
I
alone
am
now?
actually. We are. I'm part of a group now where we've filed a class action against the Australian government,
Okay,
and we've also uh, submitted a petition in the Parliament asking them to bring people back home and
right.
also look at not charging the quarantine charges because it wasn't like I've often heard Mr. Morrison say that they had enough time to come back, but no, we didn't have any time to come back. There were no flights. We didn't want to stay there. So
Mm.
that's a wrong statement saying we had a lot of time to come back. We
And so
were we were stranded there.
you were stranded. You said there was a group of 5,000 Australians stuck there
Yes,
uh, in the country or in just
in
your
the country. Yes,
in the country. So are you guys still in touch with each other?
yes, yes. Of
And
course we are.
do you know how many of those 5,000 got back home, or they're still there?
No, currently, well, initially there were more than 7,000, but there's still more than 5,000 there.
Still there. Yeah.
Yes.
All belonging to Australian. Uh,
Yes, they are all Australians, Australian passports.
wow. So what are they going to do? Just stay
No
there,
one
or
knows. No one. I mean, they have to. Some of the people that told me in fact, I know a few who've taken a flight from India to US, and then now they've come from US to Australia. So
it's
if Australian government can allow people from US to come here, why not from India?
true, true,
Which
true. Lots
is
of questions there. Yes. So were there any charities helping you guys out here locally whilst you were here
locally
in
we had the local. There's this organization called Australian Sikh Support.
Sikh support?
They
Yes.
are so they were providing us one free meal every day, vegetarian, because the hotel couldn't do that.
Oh, bless them. That's good.
So yeah,
That's good. Yeah, I'm really glad to hear that, and there are a few other charities also doing the same. But that's
yes.
good. So what's next? What's altogether? What is the damage now for the last? You can't get the last 6 months back, but
No, I can't get the last 6 months back. Yes.
in terms of your profession and other things, what's next now?
Well, Vijay, everything is on hold, but yeah, we've been kind of working behind the scenes, getting ready, to do something once the conditions improve. So hopefully, uh, all this were, uncertainty will settle down soon, and we'll be able to get back to our work and get back to our lives. Though I think it'll be a long time before everything becomes normal as it was. They keep talking about the new normal. No, there's nothing normal about it. You can't just call it new normal. It's not normal.
Mhm.
And I'm surprised a lot of Asian countries are handling it so well. Why don't we look at them and see what they are doing right?
Yes.
Like there's no uh, the kind of the kind of problems that the Australian government is facing are not faced by a lot of countries like Japan or Korea or even China now. They're handling it pretty decent in a very decent way with people going around. Even UK has come back, but
Mhm.
Australia, I think they're treating it as something extraordinary and which they are not able to handle.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you saw some pictures this morning about in China, guys in a swimming pool, a concert, swimming pool concert with heaps and heaps of people, you know, enjoying. And also with UK, they are encouraging to open up everything again.
Yes, yes,
But we are being very conservative, which is well, people can have different views on that, and I think still what we are doing in Australia, I think it's a better technique. Uh, some people like you would agree, but I think because the virus is still there, and as soon as you open up all these other risk factors,
yeah.
and can be ugly. So and also overall, the Australian government, I think, have done really well to control the whole thing.
I don't
Um,
know, Vijay. At the same time, I was listening to the news today. The New South Wales Sydney bus drivers are going on strike because the government is not making masks mandatory on buses. The drivers want that the passengers should be wearing a mask, whereas the
sure.
government is not agreeing to that. So from Monday onwards, the drivers are going to go on strike. So
Mhm.
I think if they're so worried about this, why are they? Why do you think wearing a mask is harmful?
There is no harm at all.
So,
There's no harm
I
at
mean,
all.
so you can't understand whether they are being extra careful or they're just doing what they think that is right.
Mm.
So there's no
Yeah,
consistency. There's no consistency.
yeah. Well, my views is that we should all wear masks
Yeah,
regardless, whether you're in Queensland or whether you're in
yeah,
Victoria
yeah,
or anywhere else.
exactly.
But anyway, that's another issue also. So going back to you, Harvard, are you settling in well? Things like the
Well,
government help with job seeker and job keepers and all those other.
yes, I have applied for it. So I have started to get that. But yeah, I am still way behind my payments because,
Yes,
the bills don't stop even if you stop working.
absolutely.
So it'll take some time to get on top of that.
Hmm.
Let's see.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure. Well, I think, is there anything else you have missed that you might want to tell us?
No, I would just like if I'm sure a lot of people would be watching us and listening to us. I would ask the most number of people who can, speak up about getting Australians back home, because I am home, but I know that thousands of people are stuck in India, in Middle East, in UK, in US, everywhere around the world. I talk to them on the internet. I get messages. I correspond with them, and they are not finding any way to get back home. So I would, if we can get a word to the government collectively that yes, this is something important that needs to be done, and if something can be done about it, that'll be great.
Sure. Yes. Maybe we can take that offline and talk to other people also.
Yes, because we
Okay.
need a collective effort in that.
We need a collective effort. Yes. Yes. We can start something after this offline.
In fact, we have a
Uh,
petition going on my profile. If a lot of people can sign that and make it, noticeable, like if thousands of people sign that petition, I'm sure somebody might look at it and
sure.
think of a better way uh, to get people back home.
Yes, Mr. Navneet Choujer. Choujer.
Yes.
I have difficulty
As,
pronouncing the name of Choujer. Jar.
yes.
Anyway, I really, really thank you for taking out your time and coming and sharing your experience. I can only sympathize with you, and I'm sure lots and lots of people here who will be listening to would agree with me. It's been a really kind of a tough experience for you.
It is.
Let's hope things get better in life. And thank you so much for your time.
Thank you,
So,
Vijay.
thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for time being. I like to thank the audience for watching us. And I also like to thank Navneet that I've done. Um, And I'd like to thank the Facebook and YouTube for allowing us to, run this type of shows. Um, and I like to invite any professionals out there, experts, if you want to come and share your experience with us, with our viewers, then please let me know, and we can arrange for you to come and do that exactly then. We come live on social media once or twice a week, running Chai with Vijay show. Well, that's it for now. I'm Vijay Jogia, your host, and I'm kindly logging you out from the system. Until next time, keep on watching Chai with Vijay, and I'll see you soon. And thanks again, Navneet.
Thank you, Vijay.